Hello, my name is Isaac and I'm going to be explaining the steps that someone needs to follow in order to become a professional pilot here in Europe. This presentation is for my subject of English for Professional Communication. This presentation will be divided in all the steps that someone needs to follow in order. So basically the first step is the medical examination that consists in several tests that someone needs to do in order to become a pilot, because this is one of the requirements of the EASA, that it's the organization that basically gives the license to everyone who wants to be a pilot. The second one is study the career, that basically you can obtain this in whatever school that it's also accepted by the EASA. The second one, it's complete enough amount of hours in order to acquire and obtain a license, and the last one is apply for the license and obtain it. The medical examination, even if are 27 different kinds of tests, is divided in three, which are the physical tests, the psychological tests, and the ones that are sent to the laboratory. Now, the physical tests basically are all those tests that require of a physical effort. Also, in these physical tests, they check what are your measures when you see, how far you can observe, how good is your hearing, and how you react to different stress. Also, they react to all your senses and how you can get focused in something. Now, the laboratory tests are the ones that are related to all of those things, to observe if you have any kind of narcotic inside of your body, if you consume drugs, or if you are an alcohol addict. And the psychological test, even if there's only one kind of test of those 27 that exist, it's divided also in 5 blocks, which is basically the first one, that it's basic mental abilities, that it's divided also again in memory capacity, speed and accuracy of information processing, spatial abilities, technical comprehension, reasoning, logic abilities, and long-term concentration. The second step of the psychological test is the composite mental abilities, that is divided in allocation attention, multitasking, psychomotor abilities, and spatial dynamic. The third one is operational abilities, that consists in solving problems, workload management, situation awareness, management of information, and basically those are all the things that they check in this third block. In the fourth block, they check the social interpersonal abilities, that it's composed of communication, leadership, teamwork, those that basically are social abilities that help you to communicate with others. And the last block, the fifth one, it's the personality traits, that basically explains more about how you behave inside of certain situations, like your professionalism, motivation, application of procedures, and compliance with regulations. Now let's talk about a little bit of the career. that it's basically the most important part, because you start this process of being a pilot by studying all the subjects that you need to accomplish. That the basic one are mathematics, physics, informatics, meteorology, navigation, radio navigation, airplane structure, flight planning, communications, and air law. This career and this knowledge will help you, because in order to get all the license you need to do several tests. At the end you will be ending by doing 14 tests for your final exam, and basically these are the basic knowledges that someone needs to have in order to become a pilot. In order to become a pilot, you need to have also a certain amount of hours of flight and a certain specific license. Even if at the end you're gonna take the last one, that it's the ATPL, that it's the airline transport pilot license, you need to have also the courses of the previous licenses. The first license that you can obtain as a pilot is the LAPL, that allows you to fly small planes. The second one is the PPL, that it's the private pilot license, that also helps you to fly small planes and also some bigger ones with a tripulation of 9 people. The third one is the CPL, that is the commercial pilot license, and at the end you will have the ATPL, that, as I mentioned, for this one it's the last one, so if you have this one you can fly it for any airline. The amount of hours that you will need to have at the end are 1,500 hours of flight, divided in several courses like night flight, day flight, multi-motor flight. This depends of the aircraft that you are going to fly.